Welcome to Henry's Take. Henry's Take will take you to the world of Western media and rebut some misunderstanding, bias, or false accusations. Recently, Finland's President Alexander Stubb wrote an article to The Economist highlighting the post-Cold War era is over, and the world has been tearing apart in trade, technology, energy, currency, and others. He thought the West won the Cold War, but failed to convince the world to adopt the values it holds universal. As compared with Western countries, China is a convincing partner for countries in the global South, which include some nations in South Asia, Latin America, and of Africa. Why President Stubb has highlighted the era of Western domination in the world's affairs is over, and why China is successful in fostering relations with other nations. Now let me explain his arguments and share my views to you. First, President Stubb has highlighted that Western countries need to adopt values-based realism in diplomacy. Foreign policy is about value judgments mixed in with interests. He has stated the West can lean on their values, such as human rights. At the same time, Western nations need to understand that global challenges, such as climate change, can't be solved with like-minded states only. And Western nations have to respect the values and interests of other countries. He has stressed that the West can still believe in an illusion that it can remain dominant, or accept the realities of change. From my views, some Western political leaders need to realize that the world's challenges can't be resolved without global support and cooperation. Second, he has mentioned the West is often accused of double standards, citing Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar's comments on Russia-Ukraine crisis. The minister said Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's. Indeed, some European nations may not be concerned about developments in some countries in Asia and Africa. Their policies have been mainly dealing with nations in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. Rather, China has cooperated with different countries and organizations to resolve issues such as poverty and hunger in the world. Third, he has stated the countries in the global South want a relationship of equality and mutual respect, and it is an anomaly that no permanent seats on the UN Security Council go to Africa, Latin America, or Asia beyond China. Indeed, those countries such as Brazil and South Africa should have their voices heard in the UN Security Council, thereby stepping on the international political stage. On the other hand, the President has mentioned that China has been successful in building ties with the Global South with infrastructure, finance, and development programs. Under the Belt and Road Initiative, China has resorted to infrastructure to push for economic development and peace in other nations. The building of Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail by China has stimulated economic development in Indonesia. In Laos, which is one of the poorest countries in the world, the building of China-Laos Railway has boosted tourism industry there. China has supported development of countries in the Global South to achieve a global community with shared future by offering youth leaders program and scholarships. The West should realize that the world is changing. Western nations should not revert back to its old ways of dominance and arrogance, and they should work with China and other countries, as well as respect their values, to foster global development.